honoring a Miami-Dade detective
You were my smile in the midst of my confusion.
who was killed in the line of duty. Focus on forgiveness.
Historic first step.
The Biden administration looking to forgive billions in student debt. And the Marlins going for a sweep out in Oakland.
Rojas, backhand, gets up, throws.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Samantha Gutierrez.
I'm Paloma Pimentel. Today is Thursday, August 25th, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Debt debate in Washington over the president's decision to forgive student loans. Mounting criticism this morning over what this means for inflation.
The network's Kenny Cardone breaks down yesterday's announcement and has details on who qualifies.
Yesterday afternoon, President Biden announced a new three-part student loan relief plan that is expected to aid approximately 43 million borrowers across the country. A campaign promise.
Where's this money you promised? Where's this money?
Coming to life as the plan forgives borrowers of thousands of dollars of student loan debt. The White House estimating that about 20 million Americans could even find themselves with a clean slate. Founder of the Student Debt Crisis Center, Natalia Abrams, says this is life-changing.
This has been a long time coming. This is a historic first step.
The nation, however, erupting with criticism, questioning will this plan help or worsen our record-high inflation?
We're probably going to do more to increase inflation from debt cancellation than any inflation reduction from the Inflation Reduction Act.
U.S. student debt is a $1.6 trillion crisis that Biden hopes to tackle with his new plan. But not everyone will qualify. The new plan extends the loan repayment freeze until December 31st, cancels $10,000 of loans plus another $10,000 for Pell Grant recipients. To qualify, borrowers must earn less than $125,000, married couples $250,000. The plan also features a new and lower cap on monthly payments for undergraduate loans. Borrowers will only have to pay 5% of their income as opposed to the original 10% cap. According to an Education Data Initiative report, Florida residents account for $100.9 billion in student loan debt.
Again, it's a start, but there's more work to be done.
Reporting for South Florida Media Network, I'm Kenya Cardone.
The body of a Miami-Dade police detective who died after being shot in the line of duty is in Nicaragua this morning after South Florida said its final goodbyes. Tearful testimonies shared from 29-year-old Cesar Echeverry's loved ones yesterday at Lone Depot Park. Echi was a big Marlins fan, and in honor, his family wore jerseys. The U.S. flag-draped casket was escorted by the honor guard to Miami Executive Airport and sent to his final resting place in Nicaragua.
The Trump administration resisted handing over classified records to the U.S. government that should have been turned in at the end of the president's term. The attorney for the president recommended back in 2021 that classified records obtained during the Mar-a-Lago search had been handed over. In a related issue, the former president had until noon today to file recommended redactions to the affidavit that authorized the search before its release to the public.
Generation Z on their way to Congress this morning. Maxwell Frost, a 29-year-old community organizer, won the Democratic primary for Florida's 10th congressional district. He defeated a crowded field of candidates looking to replace Congresswoman Val Demings, who is attempting to oust Republican Senator Marco Rubio. Frost is famous for supporting issues important to Gen Z voters like gun safety, abortion rights, and voting rights. And his chances to triumph are good. Biden won his district by 32 points back in 2022.
Things are rocky at home this morning for one of South Florida's most famous residents. After 25 years of marriage, Sylvester Stallone and Jennifer Flavin are calling it quits. Flavin filed for divorce last Friday in Palm Beach County, only 3 months after the couple celebrated their silver anniversary. The couple says they will remain amicable and are committed to their family.
The Marlins have a day off today before returning home. Last night in Oakland, they were going for the sweep against the Athletics and managed to tie the game in the 9th inning. Sadly, the Athletics pulled out the win by 3-1 after a sweep. Their Marlins' next challenge is tomorrow at home against the LA Dodgers.
The date for Apple's iPhone announcement has been released.
That's still ahead, and so is the story. A Cuban migrant boat runs off course and is found by a Carnival cruise ship. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music.
Yeah.
Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out.
Good night. And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
Half a dozen Cuban migrants trying to make it to Mexico got an assist from a cruise ship that departed from Florida. Without the wet foot, dry foot policy to protect Cubans who reach land in Florida, hundreds and thousands instead try to get in through Mexico.
CNN's Patrick Ottman is in Havana this morning with details on one of these voyages.
Video taken aboard a cruise ship shows the dramatic rescue of 6 Cuban migrants at sea. The Carnival Cruise Line ship Paradise was heading on Friday to Cozumel, Mexico, and that's when passengers aboard noticed this small ship, essentially a homemade raft that were using a small piece of fabric as a sail, and they told us paddling by hand. You can hear in the video the passengers encouraging, yelling to the migrants, the 6 migrants, as they get closer and closer to the cruise ship and are eventually rescued. According to Carnival Cruise Line's representatives, the migrants were taken aboard, the 5 men and 1 woman. They were given food and water and then turned over to Mexican officials when finally the ship did reach land. This is only the latest example of cruise ships rescuing Cuban migrants at sea, as we see an increasing exodus of Cubans from this island. Over 100,000, nearly 200,000 Cubans have crossed in the fiscal year 2022 from Mexico into the United States, and thousands of Cubans have taken to the sea in what is a very dangerous journey, taking to the sea aboard makeshift rafts like this one. The Cuban government blames U.S. sanctions for the increase in illegal migration, but U.S. officials say that the power outages and food shortages that are being experienced on this island are the result of the Cuban government's own failed economic policies. Patrick Ottman, CNN Havana.
Everyone is anticipating Apple's upcoming event, where the Silicon Valley giant will likely unveil its new iPhone 14 lineup. Fans speculate the front camera notch will be ditched for the upcoming iPhone, but Apple has not confirmed this. The company is also expected to announce a planned iOS 16 update. The event will be streamed on Apple's website from its California headquarters September 7th.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Paloma Pimentel.
I'm Samantha Gutierrez. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.